Hello, my name is Pam and I read a lot of books. And specifically, as of today, 2024, I have read 102 books this year. They vary in length, in genre, in format. About half of those have been audiobooks, and also some of those are like novellas and poetry books. So I know 102 is kind of an insane amount. I'm not saying like that's normal. I'm not saying I have a social life, but I am saying that 102 books were consumed by me, and that's a lot of stuff going into my brain, and a lot of it kind of goes in and out sometimes if the book doesn't really hit. So I thought it would be fun to do a ranking and see how all these books stack up against each other. I feel like I had a decent reading year. It wasn't like terrible, but it wasn't top tier either. I did find a few new favorites, but a lot of it was just kind of meh. 102 is a lot of books, and for the sake of this video not being like 5 hours long, because I do like to yap, I don't want to take like more than 30 seconds on each book, so I won't be diving deep into the book, the plot, what I liked and disliked, or why I'm ranking them the way that I am ranking them, just for the sake of time. And yeah, this is going to be mostly just vibes. How did the book make me feel, and what emotions does it elicit as recalling it in this moment? Okay, let's just get into it. I'm going to go through the tiers. I thought it would be fun, since this is like a 2024 recap, if all the tiers were based on some of my favorite 2024 memes. So this isn't gonna make pretty much any sense, but just come along for the ride with me, okay? Okay, bottom tier is This Is Going to Ruin the World Tour, referring to, of course, the Justin Timberlake meme of when he got arrested and he was like, "This is gonna ruin the tour," and the police officer was like, "What tour?" And he was like, "The world tour." So these books basically are ruining my 2024 world tour. That's all the explanation I'm giving, okay? It makes sense in my head. Next in the tier is MJ Slowly Backs Away, which is referring to, in Trader Season 2, MJ slowly backing away from the conversation that Pete and the Peter pals were having. So this is just how I kind of feel about these books. Like, I don't really want to get into it. I just didn't really enjoy this. I kind of want to slowly back away of having to think about these books again. Next on the tier is Mudeng. Just because she kind of fell off. Like, I was really into Mudeng for a while when she was like popping off. I was like, yes, give me all the Mudeng content. And then she fell off. We won't get into why, the cake incident, but we all just kind of forgot about her. So this is how I feel about these books. I liked them in the moment, and then I haven't thought about them since. They fell off, much like our little pygmy hippo. Okay, next tier is Protect Queer Art. And this is referring to Megami's Protect Queer Art Drag Race performance, and then Plain Jane's response to it.
Girl, protect queer art, but is she giving us anything worth protecting? That's the question.
So that's basically how I feel about these books. Like, protect queer art, even though I don't know if these books are worth protecting. And they're not necessarily all going to be queer books, just the vibe of protect queer art, but is it worth protecting? Okay, only 2 tiers left. The next one is Holding Space. Self-explanatory. These books made me slow down and think about them and hold space for them, and I will probably be holding space for them in my head for many years to come. And top tier, the GOATs, the new favorites. These aren't necessarily like must reads, like I recommend them to everybody, but these are just some of my new personal favorites. I know that like some of the books that really hit for me this year aren't going to be like hits for everybody, so just disclaimer there. But these are some of my new favorites. They're my go. Yeah, okay, another disclaimer. Basically, everything I read, I like. I read all genres, and I am not a writer. I wasn't an English major. I'm an engineer. So I think that just the concept of having this fully thought out book with an entire plot and like seeing it through to publishing, I think that's incredible in and of itself. And for that reason, I am a very generous rater. I think I kind of give most things at least 3 stars. Like if I was able to sit down and read the entire book, I'm like, that's half the battle. Like that's 3 stars, usually for me. There are some things that I rate lower if I end up just like not liking it at all, or like having serious issues with them, or if I think there's like big flaws. But in general, I'm like, you wrote a book, like girl, that's really impressive. So I feel like a lot of stuff is gonna kind of fall in the middle tiers for me. And also, I rarely DNF stuff. I think I DNF 2 books this year. One of them was Love Light Farms. I just wasn't feeling it. It's just like very fluffy, very cheesy, no plot, and it just wasn't for me. And the second one was The Virgin Suicides. That one, I know it's like beloved by a lot of people, and I think I just needed more context. I was listening to the audiobook and it just like wasn't hitting for me in the first few chapters, so I was like, I'm just gonna pause this, maybe come back to it eventually. Let me know if you have strong feelings about The Virgin Suicides. But yeah, I DNF'd it this year. We'll see about in the future. Everything else, 102 books. Let's just get into it. Okay, first up, Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. This is book 2 in the Rebel Ranch romance series. I really liked the first one, Done and Dusted. This one, I don't know, maybe it was just wrong time, wrong headspace. I didn't love it. I'm gonna put it in MJ, slowly backing away. It just didn't hit for me. Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. Oh my god, okay. Starting off not strong. I think this is gonna be a very unpopular opinion because people love this book and I was so excited about it, but I hated it. Hated. This might be like one of my worst books of the year. It ruined the world tour, frankly. We're not gonna get into it. The 7-Year Slip. I like this. Looking back on it, was it all that great? No, but I really, really liked it in the moment. I think I'm gonna say Protect Queer Art because objectively, like, I don't think it's that great. It has a lot of plot holes, but I liked it. Protect Queer Art. Protect bad romance books. Monstrillo. Ooh, I really, really liked this book. I think I'm gonna put it in holding space. It made me hold some space, you know. Sociopath. Okay, this is a memoir. I kind of feel strange about ranking memoirs and like nonfiction books together with fiction books, but I don't know. I'm just gonna give the disclaimer that like I know this is, you know, somebody's life and it takes a lot to share experiences. I really appreciate people writing memoirs and being vulnerable and sharing their experience. However, I think this is Mudang. Like, I really was into it while I was reading it, but I can't say that a lot of it stayed up here. Dreaming of You. This is kind of like a story in prose, and it was interesting. Kind of like, I held space for it at the time, but I don't know if I'm gonna... I feel like maybe Protect Queer Art. Yeah, I think that's right. It was interesting. Greedy. Okay, see, this is where the disclaimer comes into play more about memoirs. Ooh, slowly backs away. I didn't like this that much. For reasons that we won't get into. It has value. I don't mean like it's a bad memoir. I just didn't connect with it. John Green, The Anthropocene Reviewed. Oh my god, I love this so much. I really, really like this. And this one has stuck with me, like holding space for sure. Maybe even higher, but I'm gonna put it there for now. Paris, Texas. Wait, no. Olympus, Texas. I like this. I enjoyed this. And I feel like it kind of stuck around in my head. I'm gonna put it in holding space. Okay. Abby Jimenez, Worst Wingman Ever. This is gonna ruin the world tour because what was this? Why did I read this? Why did I listen to it? I should say. It was an audiobook. And it's like novella length, and it was part of like a romance audiobook novella series that Audible put out. What? This was my introduction to Abby Jimenez, and I was like, I don't know why I even finished this, I guess because it was so short, but I didn't like it. And I was like, This is a bad introduction to Abby Jimenez. I'm sure it's just because it's like a novella, like who cares? And then I read like a full-length novel of hers, and I'm sorry, but I still don't really understand the hype. I'm gonna give her another shot, but right now, Abby Jimenez is not doing it for me, girlies. I'm sorry. Okay, Babel. Goat. Babel changed my life. I won't elaborate, but it's going up there. Project Hail Mary. Oh, that was so good. Yeah, it's going at the top of Holding Space. A Song for the Wild Built. Yup. That one also hit, I think, even more so than Project Hail Mary. Yup. Eileen. Oof. I'm gonna say, ooh, Slowly Backs Away. I was excited to try out Tessa Moshfegh, and I couldn't tell you like a single thing about that book. And I don't think I even read it that early on in the year. I just, it was fine. Ooh. Okay, Never Let Me Go. I really enjoyed. Not as much as I thought I would, and I think it's because I had seen the movie, so nothing was like unexpected for me, but still really good. I think Protect Queer Art. It was good, but the Guncle. Aw, I loved the Guncle. Yeah. Wait, did I like it more than Never Let Me Go? Okay, right here. Funny Story. Oh, I loved Funny Story. I'm not a romance hater, okay? I love Emily Henry. And people often compare Abby Jimenez to Emily Henry, so I was like, this is gonna be so good, and then that's why I was so disappointed by Abby Jimenez. But Emily Henry never disappoints. Funny Story. Top tier. Done and Dusted. Oh, I read this year. Okay, I thought I had read this last year. Okay. So this one I did enjoy. So that's what I'm saying. I think Swift and Saddled was like wrong place, wrong time. I don't know. Maybe I just enjoyed like the childhood friends to lovers dynamic of Done and Dusted more, but I'm gonna say Protect Queer Art, like right behind the 7-Year Slip. These are kind of in the same category for me. Cultish by Amanda Montell. Yes. I enjoyed this a lot. I think I'm gonna put it right before or right ahead of the Anthropocene Review. No, maybe right under. Yes. Wait, more than Monsterillo? No, right here. Yes. This is also a nonfiction book, but it's really good, really interesting. The Tao of Pooh. Oh, I definitely held space for the Tao of Pooh. Or, okay, maybe Protect Queer Art. Yeah. Right there. It was so cute. Such a breath of fresh air. I feel like I really needed that when I read it, and I feel like I really need it now. I might reread. Okay, Notes on an Execution. Oof. I really liked this. It's a little bit like leaving my brain at this moment in time, but it hit so hard. Like just how it made me feel. Like I just know that it was really good, even though I'm like forgetting it as we speak. I think right here. Yeah, it was really good. What You're Looking For in the Library, kind of Mudang level. Like, it was cute, but no, it's not gonna stick. It's gonna fall off. Divine Rivals. Oh, Divine Rivals. I mean, I definitely held space for it. Right here. Did I like it more than Monsterillo? Right here. Yes. Okay. El Verano Invencible de Liliana. Liliana's Invincible Summer. This was incredible. I'm gonna say Holding Space. This is also a memoir, nonfiction, just incredible, incredibly hard to read, but so good. Yes, top of Holding Space. The Woman in the Library, no, slightly backing away. It was a thriller. It was fine. It was nothing special. Promises of Gold. Ooh, I really like this. This is a poetry collection by a Latino poet that I really enjoyed. I think I'm gonna put it here. Piranesi. Ooh, yes. I really enjoyed this. I think I'm gonna put it here. A Far Wilder Magic. Oh, this was so cute. This is like YA fantasy romance. I really enjoyed this a lot more than I was expecting to. I think I'm gonna put at the top of Protect Queer Art. Días en Primas. This is by Prisca Dorca Mojica Rodriguez. And I really enjoyed her first book for brown girls. But Tías and Primas, it was just okay. I think I'm gonna put it in Mudang. Yeah. Foe by Ian Reid. Okay, I have a lot of thoughts on Ian Reid. I read Foe earlier this year, and this is like a sci-fi thriller, and I enjoyed it, but I wasn't like surprised by it. I kind of predicted the ending pretty early on. So I think I'm gonna put it in Protect Queer Art because I liked it, but I didn't love it. Rouge, yes. Rouge by Mona Awad. Top tier. Top tier. I loved. I think, yeah. I think I liked Babel more. Or did I like Rouge more? Oh my god. This is hard. I think I actually liked Rouge more. I love Mona Awad. Inkblood, Sister Scribe. I liked. It's kind of leaving my head, even though I didn't read it that long ago. But Protect Queer Art. My Sister the Serial Killer. I liked this. I liked, but it's kind of forgettable. But it was good. But like, I won't remember it. Bad Mexicans. I feel kind of similarly. Yeah. Mudang. Like, it's history, and I should remember it. It was really good, but like, I'm gonna forget. But it was good. I liked it. But it was a lot. Convenience Store Woman. Okay. Convenience Store Woman. I think Protect Queer Art. I liked it. Dyscalculia. Okay. This was really good. This is kind of also part memoir, part like poetry collection, but it's really hard hitting and I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna put it, yes, right there. The Quiet Tenant. It was fine. This is like another thriller. I feel like thrillers are all like I love thrillers, but it's very rare when they actually like hit for me, and when they do, they really hit. But this one, I had high hopes for this one. It unfortunately did not really hit. I'm gonna put it, no, here. Yeah. The Secret History. I don't know. I liked this okay enough when it came out, or when I first read it, but it was very early on in the year, and I thought it might stick with me more than it has. But yeah, it really hasn't that much. I think I'm gonna put it here. Yeah. Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing. I'm like, why did I read this? I like gave into the hype and I did not like it. I'm not gonna get into it. I think there's some, fantasy romance books that objectively I know are not good, but I really enjoyed. But this one I just didn't. It was like too military for me, too many plot holes, too like, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it. That's how I feel about it. If you love Fourth Wing, I love that for you. And I respect it. But it wasn't for me. Ruthless Vows, however, was for me. Yup. I think I actually liked Ruthless Vows more than Divine Rivals. And I think that's kind of like an unpopular opinion, but that's how I felt. Or maybe it's like recency bias, but like, I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I think I'm gonna put it here, just for funsies. Out on a Limb, I enjoyed, but it wasn't like a 5-star read, but I did like it. I think I'm gonna put it was like, yeah, Protect Queer Art. Protect Out on a Limb. It's very precious. Okay. The Age of Magical Overthinking by Amanda Montell, writer of Cultish, which I really, really liked. Age of Magical Overthinking was not it. I didn't like it. It was fine. I mean, no, I don't even think it was fine. I think it was less than good. But Cultish is really good. Recommend reading this one. Don't recommend reading this one. Please Don't Sit on My Bed in Your Outside Clothes by Phoebe Robinson. I love Phoebe Robinson. Protect Phoebe Robinson. That's good. Crying in the Bathroom. I don't remember anything about this memoir. It was like early-ish in the year, but like I couldn't tell you a single thing. I'm sure like it would really connect with some people. It didn't connect for me. Yeah, I hate to like talk shit about a memoir. And I don't think I hated it. I just don't remember anything about it. And maybe that should be in Mudang level, but should it be Mudang? Yeah, maybe. Maybe Mudang. Because like I said, I don't think I hated it. I didn't hate Eileen. I didn't hate Eileen, actually. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, that feels right. Okay, The Undocumented Americans. Yes, this was very good. I recommend. Very hard-hitting, very good. Held space for it, and I think everybody should hold space for that. Sorcery Thorns. I don't know. I was really looking forward to reading this, but it ended up being like Mudang level for me. Maybe like, yeah, hi Mudang. I enjoyed it, but hi Mudang. Hello Mudang. Signs Preceding the End of the World by Yuri Herrera. I'm gonna say Mudang because I don't remember a lot of it, but I think I liked it, but I don't remember it. Okay, All About Love by Bell Hooks. Okay, yeah, right about there. Yeah, this tier is filling up because that's how I feel about a lot of books. I know I enjoyed them, but they weren't like new faves. The Inheritance of Orquídea Divina. Oof, this one is unfortunately going to be slowly backs away. I just didn't really enjoy this one at all. It was way too long, and yeah, I was looking forward to it, but disappointed me. Happy Place. I held space for Happy Place, like any Emily Henry book. Everyone in this room will someday be dead. Kind of top of held space for. I loved this book, and I can't even fully explain why. I think I just felt very seen by this book. This was a great book. Actually, yeah. Okay, The Fire Next Time. Ooh, this was so good. It was very short. It was like novella length. I finished it pretty quickly. I listened to the audiobook. Very good. The Daughter of Dr. Moreau by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I'm gonna say Protect Queer Art because it's a Silvia Moreno Garcia novel. Wasn't my favorite, but it's still a Silvia Moreno Garcia. When We Were Widows. I know that I enjoyed this, but it made like no impact for me. It's already gone. I think Mudang, because I know I enjoyed it and I know that it made me feel things when I was reading it, but it's not gonna stick around. It's not. You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight. Okay, this was intense. For like a YA thriller, this was like a lot of stuff was happening. It was gory. I kind of really liked it. Actually, I don't know. I think I didn't like the ending. It kind of was a little wild. So, okay, I'm gonna put this at the top of Mudang, and then I'm gonna move this to Protect Queer Art because that feels better. Corruptible. Okay, this is a nonfiction book that I read kind of recently, so it might be like recency bias, but I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna say Protect. Protect good nonfiction. Pretty Girls. Mudang. Yeah. I don't remember it. No, I do remember it. I didn't love it. Didn't love. Okay. Oye. Mudang for sure. Mudang. I don't remember any of it. I didn't hate it. I think I enjoyed it, but girl, that is not in my brain. Everything We Lost in the Fire. I really enjoyed this. It's a short story horror collection, but I don't know if it's like, would I put it in Protect Queer Art? Yeah, I think so. But short story collections, I'm just always gonna have a little bit of trouble with them. I think I'm gonna put it right there. Old Enough. I was really looking forward to this one, and I did not enjoy. I am so sorry. I think right there. Betty. Oh my god. Betty, so good. So heartbreaking, but space was held for it for sure. Part of Your World. Okay, are we gonna get into Abby Jimenez? I just didn't care for the main characters enough. I thought a lot of the plot was like very convenient. It was a little bit like too cheesy for me, and like there were very serious topics covered, but I just thought, I don't know, something about it just didn't hit for me. I think the protagonists were just too, like they were flawed in ways that didn't feel relatable to me. Unlike Emily Henry protagonists who feel very relatable always. So I think that was just my issue with it. I didn't hate it. It didn't hit like I thought it would. So for that reason, I'm gonna put it at the end of Mudang. How I feel about it is kind of like slowly backs away, but only because it's so, like Abby Jimenez is so loved by people. But It is what it is. The Traveling Cat Chronicles, I really liked. I thought this was really cute. I'm gonna put it in Protect Queer Art. Protect cute stories about kitties. It's not about a cat, but there's a cat involved, and it was very cute. Cursed Bunny, no. Short story collection, but this one just didn't hit. Into the Garden, I think that's what this is called. It's cut off, but this was good, but weird and like nonsensical. But I enjoyed it. I think I'm gonna put it in Protect Queer Art because protect like psychedelic folk horror that makes no sense. Yes, no, not all the way up there. Where? Here, yeah, because I think I liked it less than Foe. Okay. The Skin and Its Girl. This was an interesting one. I feel like it wasn't bad, but it's very Mudang level because, okay, this one out of all the ones that I have up here right now is like the least in my brain. The girl, she was Palestinian and her skin was blue. And family secrets. That's what I could tell you about that book. Sweet Bean Paste. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely Mudang level. Maybe right above what you're looking for is in the library. It's kind of like same vibes. I have a vlog where I read a lot of feel-good Japanese translated literature. You can hear my thoughts on that there. Wasn't bad, just not super memorable. First Lie Wins. I don't know. Mudang. It wasn't bad. I just... Actually, I think it was kind of bad. I didn't love it. But I liked it more than Eileen. Less than Eileen. Less than Eileen. Yeah. Last Tale of the Flower Bride. Oof. I love this. I kind of want to put it in Protect Queer Art because that's how I kind of feel about it. Like, I think objectively it has its issues. The prose is very purple. It's like excessively like descriptive for no reason. But I really liked it. I think like right here, honestly. Ripe. I liked it, but it was like almost too depressing, too real. And I kind of wish I hadn't read it because it made me depressed, but I think it was good. Protect depressing queer art, honestly. Get a Life, Chloe Brown. It was very cute, but very so freaking cheesy, dude. So cheesy. But it was cute. I think it's like similar to Out on a Limb. I think I liked it more than Out on a Limb. What My Bones Know. Very intense. So intense, but so good. This is a memoir. Heavy memoir, but it was really good. I held space for it. It feels like so dismissive to just rank it based on a freaking Wicked meme. This was a really good memoir. Very heavy topics. Our Wives Under the Sea. Oh my god, I loved this so much when I read it. I don't know why it hit me so hard. I think here, it made me cry. I know objectively it won't be for everybody because it's like, well, I won't get into spoilers, but it was for me. I loved it. Olga Dies Dreaming, girl, she was Mudang level. Like, I liked, but didn't love. And it will not stick around. Jane Eyre. Jane Eyre is a classic, so I'm like, how do I even rank a classic? But comparing Jane Eyre to all of these books and saying it's Mudang just feels very funny to me, so I am gonna put her in Mudang. I really liked her. But I will forget. It's a classic. A lot of stuff happened. There was a lot going on. And I think I will forget most of the plot except for like the last chapter, you know what I mean? Elena Knows was very good. I loved, actually. Also made me cry. I think I'm gonna put her here. I love you, Elena. Betrayed. Yeah. Am I gonna have two Emily Henrys in the GOAT tier? I don't know. I feel like I need to move Funny Story to Holding Space, but I left it. Okay, you know what? Yeah, this feels right because I want to have it. I want to seem smart and have at least one nonfiction in my GOAT tier. I'm just being real. No, this is an incredible memoir. The Twisted Ones. Oh, T. Kingfisher. The Author That You Are. I loved this so much. So good. Caraval. Girl, she's Mudang for sure. Like, what the heck was going on? And I want to continue the series, but now I'm like, I have no idea what happened in the first one. Like, I couldn't tell you the main character's name. I couldn't tell you anything. Like, how am I supposed to continue a series where don't remember anything. I don't know. I think here. Okay, we're getting to the end, I promise. None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. Yeah, she was like kind of Mudang level. I'm gonna put her there. Emily Wilde. Oh, I loved Emily Wilde. I think I'm gonna put her in Protect Queer Art at the very top. I loved it, but it wasn't like a perfect book. I actually thought I was gonna like it more than I did. I thought it was gonna be like one of my new favorites. I don't think it's one of my new favorites, but I definitely... Actually, I'm gonna put her in holding space because I really, really liked it. Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. This was cute, but I forgot her. I forgot everything that Dolly told me about love, except for that one essay about her friend's sister. That one stuck with me, but everything else kind of disappeared. But I know I liked it. Ay Mija. This was like a really cute middle grade graphic novel that I enjoyed. I really, really enjoyed this. All the yellow books together. Siege and Storm. This is number 3 in the Shadow and Bone trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. And I really like this one. The trilogy as a whole, I think I respect it. I get it. I respect it. But it does feel very YA and a little like underdeveloped and like a little bland compared to some of the things that have come out in that genre and have kind of followed that mold since. But I do recognize that Leigh Bardugo is kind of like a trendsetter in the genre, and that Shadow and Bone was kind of one of the first like YA like fantasy romance trilogy series that was out there. So I respect it, but I think it was fine. I didn't love it, I didn't hate it, but I did, out of the 3, Siege and Storm was probably my favorite. So I think this one's gonna be going like relatively high. Maybe in Protect Queer Art. I think there. That feels right. Okay, up next, I believe this is Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. That's so tiny. Yes, this is Frankenstein. I read this classic for the first time this year, and I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I guess because I had like the stereotypical picture of Frankenstein in my head, but it's very different than what I imagined, because I honestly had never even heard or seen any kind of version of the full story. I just had kind of like the monster image in my head, but this was a really cool book, actually. I enjoyed it. For a classic, it was like very easy to read, and I didn't did I like it more than Jane Eyre? No, I don't think so, but it was like comparable. For, you know, comparing classics to classics, I think I'm actually gonna put it right next to Jane Eyre, just a little lower, but I really enjoyed it. Wannabe, this is a memoir by Aisha Harris. This was really cool. I remember really vibing with it and finding it really interesting, but I don't remember much of it. I do know that I really like Aisha, and I enjoyed the audiobook, hearing her tell the memoir, and it's very like pop culture and being Black in 21st century America and relating those two. And I remember it was very interesting, but I don't remember much about it. So I think I'm gonna put it maybe, yeah. Okay, In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. This was fun. It wasn't great, but it was like a good campy time. This was like trying to be like a dark academia thriller, but it was missing the academia of it all. Like, it was set in a university years after the protagonists had, I think it was like a 10-year reunion, but it wasn't like academic at all. It was just a thriller set in a university, which is fine. I remember having a good time with it, but even then being like, okay, this wasn't a new fave. So I think I'm gonna put it in Mudang. I think under Sorcery of Thorns. Yeah, right around here makes sense. Up next is The Stationery Shop. This book, I read it very early on in the year, but it hit me so hard. I really, really loved it. It was very sad, but very heartfelt and beautiful. And I really, really loved it. It's high up there. I think above Project Hail Mary, maybe just under. I mean, it's very different than Project Hail Mary. Like, I like them both a lot, but this one was kind of like historical fiction, romance. Project Hail Mary is obviously sci-fi, mystery. They're both really good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it there. Yeah, it's just more my vibe overall. Oh, Lord. Okay. Raiders of the Lost Heart. I read this for a book club. It was horrible. Like, did I hate it more than Dark Matter? Perhaps, actually. Yeah. No, this was so bad. This is probably the worst romance book I've ever read. I won't go into it. Just like horrible, misogynistic, irredeemable love interest, and just cringe. It was like a cringe fest. A lot of smut that like I didn't care for. Just bad. Yeah, probably worst book I read this year. Felix Ever After was cute. I remember that. It's trans, YA, coming of age, and I love it for like the representation. Felix as a character, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit insufferable, but he's a teenager. Like, I can't judge this book based on a teenager acting like a teenager. Yeah, this was fine. I think above Caraval for sure. I think right there. Mudang, but it was cute. Carmilla, which was another spooky. I was kind of like on a spooky classic novel roll this like Halloween season, but I am not gonna lie, I didn't love Carmilla as much as I thought I would. It was very interesting to see like queer themes and like very overtly sapphic relationship being written about in a classic novel. This came out a long time ago. And of course, like, the lesbian character is a villain. So no surprise there, but it was very interesting to see it even like being overtly talked about in that way. But yeah, it was a really short one, and oh god, okay, the thing with this one is that I read it during, like, literally I was listening to this audiobook on November 4th. So it's hard to like separate it from like literally what was happening that day that I read, like, or that I listened to the bulk of it, because I just remember I was not feeling good. And yeah, it's hard to separate it from that, but I think if I try to be objective, I think I would still put it somewhere in Mudang because I definitely liked it less than Jane Eyre and Frankenstein. I think I'm gonna put it here. Yeah. Okay, Little Weirds by Jenny Slate. This was such a good time. I love Jenny Slate, and she really is a little weird and kooky, and she's the blueprint for manic pixie dream girl, but in a good way. I think she has a very unique way of looking at the world, and overall like a very positive outlook on life without being like overly optimistic or, you know, like toxic positivity. It was just like real, but like uplifting in a way that I feel like I really needed when I listened to it. I actually really like this. I think I'm gonna put it like pretty high up, like either Protect Queer Art or Holding Space. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it like here-ish. I really like this, and I think I want to go back to it eventually. And she has a new book out, which is about motherhood and her journey through that, which I will maybe listen to because I just love her writing style and her brain. And yeah, I really liked Little Weirds. I'm gonna do a little disclaimer here because one of the books that I read this year was The Ethnic Cleansing of Palestine by Ilan Pep, and I added it here because I was just like kind of mindlessly just adding all the books that I read this year, but I don't think that I'm going to rank it because it just feels wrong and weird to rank this nonfiction book about a historical thing that happened and is continuing to happen right now. Like, there's a literal genocide happening right now, and I was reading this to be more informed and like have context that I needed to like understand what is happening in the world, and I really recommend it. It was a great and very easy to follow history book, but overall I really recommend this book if you're interested in learning more about the history of Palestine, its people, all the atrocities that have been committed and continue to be committed against the people of Palestine. Yeah, really recommend this book, but I won't be ranking it, just FYI. I'm just gonna leave it back here. Okay, next is You Again, which is like a fall When Harry Met Sally inspired rom-com, but like make it queer and modern. And this was a fun time. I was reading this during my Japan trip, having a great time. I like flew through it. Overall, like, it's not gonna be one of my top, like, it's not Emily Henry level by any means, but it was a fun time, and I think I'm gonna put it in Protect Queer Art, but where to put it? Okay, I definitely liked it more than Done and Dusted. I think that makes sense right there. It was a good time. Okay, Yes Daddy was a queer thriller. This was interesting. I feel like I don't have a lot of feelings about it. Like, I thought it was fine. I was like on the edge of my seat for a lot of it, but I feel like I didn't love the conclusion or like how everything wrapped up, and I don't really remember how it ended. So I must have been like, okay, fine. I think I'm gonna put it in Mudeng level. I think right here. Yeah, this is like a good little thriller section. That's generally how I end up feeling about most thrillers. Case in point, Ace of Spades. This is like a YA thriller that's like academic, get out vibes. This was interesting. I liked the idea, didn't love the execution. I think, yeah, like I said, this falls right around here where I liked where it was going, but it didn't land in the end for me. So I think I'm gonna put it, actually, it might go a little lower. Yeah, here. Yeah, that feels right. And actually now I'm looking at some of these, I think I might have to move some stuff around. I think I like Sorcery of Thorns a little higher, maybe there. In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, I think I also liked a little more. My Sister the Serial Killer, I'm gonna move up because I really liked this actually. Yeah, that's better. I don't know. Actually, yeah. Yes? Okay. Yeah, I'm good with that. Okay, Chlorine. Oh, this was really cool. It wasn't like a 5-star read for me, but I thought it was very interesting, very visceral, like body horror, but I enjoyed it. Actually, that's a perfect spot for it right there. Yes. Okay. Gay Girl Prayers. Okay, this is a poetry collection by Emily Austen. So when I read Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead, I was like so in love with it, and immediately I was like, okay, what else has Emily Austen written? And she actually had a new book come out this year, but I don't think it was out when I finished Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead. So immediately I was like, okay, what is out that I can read right now? And she has this poetry collection that's kind of framed as Bible verses, but make them queer, make them lesbian, change them up to be feminist somehow. And it was a cool idea. The execution of it, like, I don't think I loved one enough to be like, oh wow, this is like one of my new favorite poems. Like, they were a little like trying too hard to like fit that specific mold. And yeah, it was fun, but didn't make a lasting impression. I think I'm gonna put it in the Slowly Packs Away category, probably here. Okay, Ruin and Rising. This was book 2 of Leigh Bardugo's Shadow and Bone trilogy, and I liked Ruin and Rising the least of the 3. I already gave like kind of my overall thoughts on the trilogy as a whole, but yeah, I definitely like this one less than the first one, Shadow and Bone, and then Siege and Storm. So this one is definitely gonna go, I think, in Mudeng level. Probably right around Sorcery of Thorns. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is my most recent read or audiobook listen. I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid. I read Foe earlier in this year, as we discussed. Didn't love it. I liked it, but I didn't love it. But I really vibed with like his writing style. So I, was looking for a wintry book to read. Winter Wonderland vibes. I'm Thinking of Ending Things. And so I checked this one out. It like blew my mind. I really, really like this one. It was giving like Mona Awad, and that's like exactly my vibe. Yeah, I loved it. I can't go into it because like you have to just go into it with no expectations, no knowledge, no like anything you say kind of starts to veer into spoilers because you literally don't know what's going on. You're like getting tiny bits of information throughout, and then yeah, like anything I say is going to be a little spoilery. So I'm not going to say anything other than I really loved it, but I know that it's not going to be for everybody. I think if you're like a Mono Wad girly, you might vibe with this. But yeah, just like disclaimer, I know this isn't going to be like widely beloved, but it was exactly my kind of thing. So I think it's really gonna be like one of my new faves, at least for now. It's very fresh, so it might be like recency bias, but I'm still thinking about it like a week later and I'm like, what the hell? That was very good. So yeah, it's up there. And last but not least is another very recent one. Right before I read I'm Thinking of Ending Things, I read The Writing Retreat. So clearly I was like, I need something that takes place in the winter. So yeah, this is a thriller that's like isolated writing retreat, things start to go wrong vibe. I didn't love this. I actually kind of disliked it. I was intrigued for a second in the beginning, and then quickly I was like, this is so boring. And then when things started happening, I was like, this makes no sense. And yeah, I didn't love it. Was it the worst thriller I read this year? I don't think so, but it again falls like in the mundane category where I'm like, I really like thrillers, but it's very like you have to go through so many of them to find one that really hits. But then I read I'm Thinking of Ending Things right after, and I was like, okay, this is why I do it. This is why I sit through the slog to find one that I really vibe with. But yeah, this one was sadly not it. I think I'm actually gonna put it in MJ Slowly Backs Away because I didn't like it at all. Yeah, I think probably here. The only one that I liked less, actually, no, I liked Dark Matter least of all, and then Woman in the Library. But yeah, so this is everything that I read this year, besides what I'm reading right now, which is A Clash of Kings, Book 2 in A Song of Ice and Fire, the Game of Thrones series. I'm not gonna finish that this year. So I think this might be it for the year. It was overall kind of an average reading year, I'm not gonna lie. There was a lot of stuff that I will not remember a single plot line in a year's time, but I found some new favorites for sure. I think even if like I don't remember every single book, I think I still love reading. I still love the first page where there's like so many possibilities and so much potential, and like just the feeling of like this book might change my life. That's why I keep reading as much as I do, and that's why I'm addicted. I'm just like chasing that rush. Is it healthy? I don't know, but there's a lot of worse things that I could be addicted to. Let me know if you have any recommendations for me for the coming year. I have a TBR, but I don't really plan my reading because I'm very much like a mood and vibes reader. So yeah, I'm open to anything. I'm very excited for what 2025 is going to bring. I have a feeling that 2025 is going to be like the fantasy year for me. Like I really want to catch up on a lot of like the classics, a lot of the favorites of the fantasy genre. And yeah, I think I just need a lot of escapism in the coming year. So let me know what your recommendations are and what your top books were for 2024. And yeah, let's have a great reading year. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.